Feeding, of course, is a very important part in farm management, especially also the feed uptake of cows. Cows should have a good intake of dry matter, first of all, to of course cover their energetic and proteic and mineral needs and vitamin needs, but secondly also they should provide sufficient fibers so the cow is ruminating and keeping her rumen healthy, her rumen pH at a stable level. Of course, ruminal acidosis is a very difficult syndrome, and it's very difficult to unravel all the parts that play a role in it, but at least there are some major things that you should keep in mind. If we look at a very abstract depiction of ruminal pH, let's say this is 5, and here you have 7, and here is 6, is of course when a cow ingests a meal, the ruminal pH will drop. Why? The feed is being fermented and lactic acid is being formed. And of course also if there's a lot of fermentable carbohydrates, also propionic acid will be formed. This will cause a drop in pH. However, if a cow is producing a lot of saliva when she's eating the feed, and if she's eating small meals, she'll quickly start to ruminate after a meal. And of course with that rumination, also a lot of saliva will get into the rumen, giving it bicarbonate, so to actually increase pH again. And then the pH goes up. And with the next meal it will go down again. Then it goes up again, goes down again, goes up again. If here with this pattern we can prevent that these bouts where the pH is rather low, is below 5.5, if we can prevent that these bouts last too long and also are limited in time, then we can also prevent ruminal acidosis in general. And that is why it's important to have a cow eat small meals. Normally a cow will eat between 8 to 14 meals per day. Traditionally what you see is that when cows do not have that possibility to eat, they will only eat, for example, 4 or 5 meals a day, specifically weak cows, low-ranking cows, fresh cows. And what will happen then, of course, is that if they eat a big meal, pH will drop, and you get this type of pattern, where you have long and very deep bouts where actually pH drops below that critical level. And this is making those cows more vulnerable for ruminal acidosis. So that's why also in robotic milking it's important to secure sufficient dry matter intake in a lot of small meals per day to give the cow the opportunity to ruminate, to produce sufficient saliva to prevent that ruminal acidosis from occurring.